everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's Inclusive Beginners Cardio and Mobility class as part of Cara's Fit for All week. My name is Sarah Kerrigan and I'm delighted to be here with you now today. Before we begin our warm-up, we're quickly going to do a safety checklist. So the first thing that we're going to do is to make sure the space around us is clear. Have a quick scan around you to make sure that there is nothing you could fall over, such as toys, pets, rugs, or furniture. To make sure we have enough room to exercise, we're going to take 2 big steps out in front, back to the centre, 2 big steps to the left, then back to the centre, 2 big steps to the right, back to the centre again, and then 2 big steps behind us, and back to the centre again. If you're able to do that comfortably and see no hazards around you, then we're ready to move on to our next check. Number 2, we're going to make sure that the home environment is right for us. So we're going to make sure that the home environment is right by making sure the temperature is not too hot or not too cold. Feel free to open or close a window if you need to, whatever works best for you. Check number 3 is to make sure that we are wearing loose, comfortable clothing that we can easily and comfortably move our arms, legs, and the rest of our body in. Check number 4. Make sure that you have water beside you and that you drink it before, during, and after our exercise session. And now for our final check, number 5. Be sure to take this session at your own pace. Before we begin our workout, I just want to remind you all that if you do need to pause and take a slightly longer break at any stage, feel free to do so. Also, if any of the exercises are hurting you, stop immediately and feel free to get in touch with me. Now that we have our safety check complete, turn on your music and let's get warmed up. To begin, we're going to start by rolling our shoulders back. To roll the shoulders back, be sure to draw the shoulders backwards and then set them down as if you're trying to drop something into your back pocket and then up, around again. Remember to stand up nice and tall or sit up nice and tall and breathe as you're doing this. We're going to do this 3 more times. 2 and last 1. Now we're going to go the opposite direction and roll our shoulders forward. So with our arms hanging by our sides, sitting or standing up nice and tall, we're going to roll the shoulders forward. Again, remember to try and maintain a steady breathing pattern as you do these warm-ups. Last 1. Fantastic. Now we're going to go for arm circles forward. So we're going to extend our arms out to the sides at shoulder height and we're going to circle our arms forward. So we're going to work through varying sizes of circles, starting with small circles, progressing to much larger ones. Remember to keep your arms straight and your shoulders down. Big one now for the last one. Brilliant stuff. So now we're going to do a very similar thing, but instead of going forward, we're going to go backwards. That's our 3 examples, so let's do it now for real. We're going to do 12 backwards arm circles. So again, with our arms extended out to the side at shoulder height, we're going to circle our arms backwards, working through varying sizes of circles, starting with small ones and progressing to much larger ones. Next up, we're going to do a standing or seated side stretch. So standing or sitting with your feet about shoulder width apart, looking forward, you're going to keep your body upright and slowly bend to the left and then again to the right. You're going to reach your hand down your leg being careful not to lean forward or backwards. We're taking nice, deep breaths as we do this and concentrating on keeping our upper body straight and upright. We're going to try go for once more each side, please. That's us there now on that one. Next up, we're going to do leg kicks or leg extensions if you're in a seated position. If you're in a seated position, have your back straight with your feet on the floor, hip width apart. You're going to extend one knee until your leg is straight out in front of you. You're going to hold it there for a second and then you're going to return it to the start position. I want us to do 6 on each leg. For those of you who are in a standing position, stand up straight with your feet shoulder width apart, holding onto a wall or chair for stability. You're going to keep your stomach muscles tight. You're also going to keep your body upright and stable, similar to as we've done in our other exercises. Deep breathing, and you're going to swing your leg forward and back. With each swing, you're going to take your leg closer to its full range of motion. Be careful not to kick your leg too high as you don't want to pull your hamstring. That's the end of our warm-up there now. Feel free to take 30 seconds to take a break or have some water. We're going to begin our circuits now shortly. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's begin walking on the spot if we can. If you're in a seated position, try move your legs as best you can. If you can just move your arms, do that as well. This is round 1 of 3. We're going to walk on the spot for 30 seconds, nice and slowly as we're just beginning. After this 30 seconds on, we're going to do 15 seconds off. Just about 5 more seconds, keep it up. And now a quick 15-second break. Remember to take some water when we have these breaks. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to begin punching straight out ahead of us on the spot. So bringing our fists up right in front of our chest, we're going to punch out straight in front of us, alternating arms each time. Remember to breathe out as you punch forward. Again, this is round 1 out of 3, so take it nice and slow, nice and handy, keeping your body upright, punching out in front of you at your own pace. And that is us. 15 seconds off. Take a quick breather and have some water. We'll be back on again in no time. Are you ready to rock? Our third exercise of round 1. We're going to be doing arm jacks or jumping jacks. So if you're in a standing position, you're going to jump up, put your legs out to the side, and when your legs go out, your arms go up over your head. If you're in a seated position, if you're able to bring your legs out beside you, feel free to do so. If it's just your arms again, then go for that. You do whatever you're able to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's us. That's great, we have our first round done now, gang. The next 2 rounds are going to consist of the exact same exercises, but we're just going to try pick up the pace a little bit on them. Away we go now. Round 2, exercise 1. We're walking on the spot, a little bit faster than we did the last time. Marching if you're able to. So we're lifting each knee in turn, taking 2 or 3 seconds from lifting the foot off the ground to placing it back down again. If you have mobility or balance issues, start safely by holding onto the back of the chair. or close to the wall. If you're sitting, again, do whatever movements you can with your feet and arms. Really, just whatever way we get you moving, we're happy with. And there we go, another round down. You know the drill at this stage, 15 seconds off, and then we're going to go into our punching on the spot. Okay, let's get set again for our punching on the spot, clenching our fists as we prepare to throw our punch. We're punching straight out in front of us at shoulder height. Remember to breathe when we're punching out, standing or sitting up nice and tall, picking up the pace on our previous round, trying to get the heart bumping a bit more. I'm going to ask you to give it socks now for the last 10 seconds. Pick up the pace, boom, boom, boom. Keep it going, and take a break. Nicely done. Let's get ready to go again. Arm jacks or jumping jacks, depending on your situation. Round 2, exercise 3. Same thing as what we've done before. We're looking to pick up the pace previous exercises. We're looking to get faster and improve every time. Again, sticking within your own limits though. Don't overexert yourself. We still have one more round to go after this. Remember, we're jumping out to the side, bringing our arms out over our head when we're jumping, or just our hands up over our head if we're sitting. Doing what we can. 3, 2, 1, and we've a break. Prepare yourself now for the last round, sunshines. Get your breath in a slow and steady pattern, drink some water, and we're going to give it everything we got. So again, we're kicking off with our first exercise. We're either walking, marching, or jogging on the spot, depending what we're able for. 30 seconds on, last round, we're going to give it everything. Full steam ahead. Power through. Bring the knees up, alternate legs. Keep the arms moving. We're almost there. Keep it going. And stop. I hope you're all feeling good now at this stage and that you can feel your heart beating. Not too much though, but just enough for the work that we've done. Let's get going on our second exercise of round 3. Back to punching on the spot. Feel free to keep the legs going if you're able to while you're doing this exercise. This is our third round. Giving it our all. Boom, boom, boom. Remember to keep breathing. Controlled pace. Legs moving if you can. Punching out at shoulder height. And that is us. Okay gang, let's go for gold. Round 3, exercise 3. Back to our arm jacks and jumping jacks. We're jumping out if we can, and when we're jumping out, we're bringing our arms straight up over our head. If you're in a seated position, and if you can move your legs, feel free to do so. If it's just the arms, get them going. We're all just working with what we have. Going as quick as we can, at our own pace, giving it everything. Keep her lit. And well done. Brilliant effort, everyone. Take a well-earned break now. I'm going to give you 30 seconds instead of 15 before we head into our cool down. Make sure you keep with me for the cool down now, as this is just as important as any other part. The first exercise that we're going to do as part of our mobility/cool down section is the active hands behind the head stretch. So slowly we're going to raise our arms up above our heads, bending our elbows, keeping your hands in behind your head. You're going to push your elbows back behind you, just like I'm doing, keeping your shoulders down the whole time, and then you're going to bring your hands up from behind your head to straight above your head and then straight down by your sides. So basically you're doing the movement in reverse. That was our example, so let's begin. We're going to do this 5 times, raising our hands up over our head, bending our elbows, bringing our hands behind the head, pushing the elbows back, shoulders down, big deep breaths, and arms up and down to your side again. Number 2, arms up over the head, hands behind the head, elbows back, deep breaths. Hands down by the side again. Number 3, reach up to the sky. Stretch as much as you can throughout these movements without pushing yourself too far. Our bodies were working very hard for that workout, so what we're trying to achieve here is bringing everything back down to normal, so our heart rate and everything else, our breathing. It's so important that we cool down and do our mobility work to make sure that our body is functioning at optimal capacity. Last one, big breaths and arms up and down by the side. From here, we're moving into chest openers. So standing or sitting tall with your arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. We're going to breathe in, pull your arms out and back at shoulder height. You should feel your chest and shoulders open up as you take in several breaths. We're then going to bring our arms back to center and begin again. So that was our example. Now we're going to do this 5 times. Arms out in front, facing each other, pull them back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then bring them back to center. That's 1. Let's go on number 2. Palms facing each other, pull them back, shoulder height, back to center. And again, number 3, with palms facing each other, pull your arms back, hold, breathe, and back to center. Number 4, nice big deep breaths, squeeze your shoulder blades together when your arms are back, and return to center. This is our last one now. Big deep breaths, arms back, take a sec, and return to starting position again. Next up, we're going to move into torso rotations. So you can have your hands like mine up on your chest and shoulders, or else you can have them straight out at shoulder height. Either way, we're going to twist our upper body side to side like I'm doing, tightening our stomach, core or abdominal muscles when reaching each side. I'm going to ask you to pretend that your chin is tied to your chest, so they must be in line with each other at all times. See, like I'm doing? My chin is not going further than my chest when I'm twisting, and my chest is not going further than my chin. They are both in line with each other at the exact same time. Keep twisting your upper body side to side. Keep breathing. Tighten your stomach muscles. Make sure your bottom half is not moving as you twist. It's just coming from your upper body. We're going to rotate once more each side. That's our right side done. And left. Brilliant. We're going to stretch our hamstring now, which you can do either in a seated or standing position or even lying down on the mat. All I'm going to ask you to do is put your leg out like I'm doing now, with your toe pointed up towards the ceiling, and you just sit into it. And you can feel your stretch all along the back of your leg. We're keeping our legs straight and our back straight, and we're just sitting into the stretch. I'm and we're going to hold it for 15 seconds. We're going to stretch each leg twice for 15 seconds. So I've swapped over to my right leg now, and the clock is on. 15 seconds, only go as far as you're comfortable. Breathe the whole time to get a deeper stretch. And release. So we're going to swap over to the leg we started on. Foot out in front of us, toes pointed towards the ceiling. We're going to sit into it and hold for 15 seconds, only going as far as we're comfortable to do so. And back to sitting position, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other leg, holding for 15 seconds. I would just like to remind everyone that this stretch is more or less the exact same if you're in a standing position. You just put your leg out in front of you, toes towards the ceiling, and sit into it. And now, to close out the session, we're just going to do some overhead stretching and breathing. So we're going to get comfortable in a standing or seated position, and we're going to take a deep breath and just swoop our arms up to the ceiling, breathing out as we bring our arms back down by our side. Feel free to close your eyes if you want, if it helps you relax, and just reach up to the ceiling. We're going to do this 5 times. Big deep breaths and bring the arms down by your side. Once more. Brilliant. Thanks so much for joining me for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something new, and had fun.